All right, hello and welcome to my short little demo on the current state of my software here. And I thought this would be interesting to make because I feel like I can explain things a little bit better when the whole screen is kind of up here for you. So the first thing you gotta do is a little bit of annoying setup, and that's just you have to go and get, well, first of all, get some iCart files from the www-air site, and then my project file is called merge, and just somewhere in this file you just have to put all those iCart files. And you could just throw them out here if you wanted. I kind of like to put them inside my data folder, and then I put them inside whatever mission. It doesn't matter if there's stuff mixed into. The only thing is you just have to take this path from the merge folder, and you have to go to path.txt and put that in there. And that's it. That's all you have to do. And then we just run this run.php, which I am running on my local server, which is being handled by XAMPP. And it's super easy to set up, by the way. And it will dynamically generate this web page based off the files that you put in. And I know you already kind of saw this, but so everything's kind of organized by the PI here. And we have all the variables inside each of the files, and we can choose how they're handled as a scalar, vector, etc. Right now, with the wind speed and wind direction, you can only choose one wind speed and one wind direction for the entire thing, and not just one, or not just wind speed or just wind direction. And yeah, I want to show you the arrays that I figured out. So I know that Bruce has some arrays, and so yeah, right now the way I have it is that if you click anywhere on it, it will select or deselect the whole thing. If you kind of get mad, start clicking, it will say, hey, this is an array. You can't just get one of them out there. And so let's kind of handle those. The way I figured out how to figure out if it's an array, by the way, I want to tell you about that. So I was trying the Levenshtein distance, which is a very strange thing where you compare giant strings to each other. And I was comparing the variable names here and their descriptions, and if they were like 60% likely like each other, then and they were in a row, then they were an array. But it was also picking up a whole bunch of things that who was the guy that had all the crazy? There was one of these guys that it was matching a whole bunch of stuff that was definitely not an array. It was super frustrating. But the way I figured it out is super simple, by the way, and I just compare the names right here. And I only compare the letters. So if there's any numbers or underscores or something, those go away. I just compare the letters between these. And if they are the same name and they're like, back to back, and there's at least, I think it's at least 4 or 5 of them. And then if they have the same units, if all those conditions hold, then they are an array. And it seems to be matching the arrays pretty well. I haven't found any yet that it's matching incorrectly. And I can show you what it looks like when you have multiple arrays. I know that this person has them. Yeah, I kind of color them differently so you can see the difference. And yeah, if you click on one, it's going to click on the other two. That's kind of nice. So, and the other thing I want to show you is the LOD factor. If I open up this one, yeah, so here's the LOD factor for C2H6. I can click on LOD, and it'll tell you what variable is this for, and it will list the other variables in the file. And I click on this one, and then I can say if it's a lower LD, which will give you -8s if it's less than your LOD, and this will give you -7s if it's above your upper LOD. So that's that. And I just want to briefly show you the date. I kind of already saw this, but this will disable the ones that aren't the date, because you only want to merge one date. You don't want things crossing over dates, because then you're crossing between flights, and that's not good. So then, yeah, if you forget where something is, you can do your variable search up here, or say, I don't know, I want to find this thing, and then it will show you all the places that it is in there. It will select multiple dates for you, so if you try to merge that, you have to make sure that you only click on this. So I see the 18th. I'm going to filter it to the 18th. There we go. And then, yeah, so that's that. And then let's look at the time settings up here real quick. I want to show you some of the things I implemented with that. So this will actually update whichever files you're clicking on up here. So if I say the start date is midnight, and then I click on one of these, it'll say, oh, well, actually, there's no data between before 8 to 9, so I'm gonna set this for you automatically, just so you know. This is also super annoying if you already set the time and you click on something, it will mess it up for you. So that's another problem with that. And then these two will actually communicate with each other. So if you don't want to do hours, minutes, seconds, you can do some numbers here, and it will figure out what that is for you. And it'll also check your input a little bit. I'm going to make this 28, so it's not crazy. So yeah, there we go. And then yeah, you saw the time-based mode. You can do generic, your own interval if you want, or the choose a base file if you want. And then there's the different processing options there. And yeah, let's just merge this, see what it looks like. And I made it faster, by the way. I changed the way it's reading in the file. It made it a lot faster. I was happy. And yeah, so this is actually a scannable iCart file here. I got it working with the file scan. And so it likes everything except the file name, because right now I've just kind of been calling it merge.ict because I like having the convenient link. But eventually I want to make this link update and be what it should be for the file there. And so I'm looking at my list of things I want to talk about. Oh, and what my last thing I want to show you is you can save this whole configuration if you want, in case you lose the merge, I guess. So I can say like, my config and save it. And then it will be inside of this menu down here under my config. And then if you accidentally, oh no, I reloaded the page or lost my merge or something, then you can come down here and say, oh, well, I just want to click on my config, and it will run it based on what you checked earlier. And it will just make that merge file for you again. And I think it would be cooler if I could click on like this and it would like recheck the boxes over here. But I feel like I found that that's a little bit harder than I thought. So I'm still figuring that out. And yeah, so that's everything for the front end, I guess. And yeah, stay tuned for the back end.